Yo, where the cake at? Yeah, Chef Matt, you gotta make that, bake that, bake that. Yeah, what's up with the Big Mac? 100 times better than a Big Mac.
Hey guys, Matt here. We're gonna go over an easy chicken curry that I make. And these are the ingredients that I kind of use for it. It's a curry paste, a curry powder, some paprika, and I like turmeric. I just like it for inflammation basis. I use a little honey. I'll do some red onion, broccoli, cilantro to finish it off. And here we go. All right, so we're gonna rough chop this onion a little bit. Take the end off. Outside the onion. And then kind of medium dice or a thick dice, whatever you like. And we have our onion. Let's make some florets. Basically, just take the bottom ends of the broccoli, get rid of the top, or you could save that for soup if you like. I like to use organic, especially for things like broccoli. And there's a Dirty Dozen that if you Google Dirty Dozen, it will tell you like the dozen most important fruits and vegetables that you should be getting organic. Little tip. But this is basically a couple florets for the curry. I like broccoli in my curry, but you can kind of use whatever green you would like. Asparagus, green beans. I'm a broccoli guy. And we're good to go. Broccoli. All right, so I like the little herb in the curry as well. I think cilantro actually adds a really nice flavor. So I know everybody cuts like me, so it's pretty much easy. No, I'm just kidding. So basically, just chop the cilantro. As long as it takes you, it is what it is. Just, you want one bunch. Chop it really nice. I like to make mine like close to fine, but still have a little leaf left. I like to see it in my curry. I think it gives it a nice, fresh flavor to the spice. And that's it. Ready to go. So helpful tip, when you're doing chicken, always do that last. So that way that you don't really have to clean the cutting board until the end, right? So I usually cube the chicken. So let me take this all out. I use organic as well. The best you can use is pasture raised chicken if you have like a local farm by you of some sort. Or maybe like a good grocery store that actually gets pasture raised stuff. But most of the time it's just farm. So basically what I'll do is I cut strips. You want it to be about this big. Also, I use chicken thighs because you just should use chicken thighs because they're better tasting, I think. A little more fat. I think they're way better. The breast doesn't have the fat, it doesn't have the flavor, in my opinion. Okay, so chicken curry. We got all of our ingredients here. The first thing I'm gonna do is you wanna get your pan to like a nice medium heat, which I probably should have did a second ago. So make sure that oil's nice and hot. Kinda take one of the chickens, there you go. It's got a nice kick to it. Get your chicken going. We're gonna let that cook until we have a nice sear on all the chicken. And then we'll come back and we'll get all the veggies in there. So you can season now a little bit. I would do like a little salt and pepper, right? Throw in your curry. A little bit of turmeric, again, for inflammation. And I put a little paprika for like some smokiness. So that's the dry. Let that go, let that sear, and then we'll come back with the veggies.
That already smells good. It's just the less that something gets processed, the more you should be using that. Okay, time to add the veggies. So we get a little color on the chicken. Right, it's got a nice little color to it now. The curry kind of sunk into it, the salt and pepper's in there. And then now we're gonna add our veg. All right. We got our veg going. From here, I'll kind of work the veggie in the cracks of the chicken. I would suggest if you're doing this and you have this much chicken, you should use a bigger pan. But this is what I got going on right now, so I'm gonna stick with it. And then kind of let that steam for a little bit. Maybe give it another couple minutes. And then we will add the coconut milk to it. And then it will cook in the coconut milk for about 10 or 15 minutes. All right, another pinch of salt. Add a little bit of everything else maybe if you want to. Kind of coat everything else again. And it's off. Maybe 3-4 minutes, kind of letting the broccoli steam a little bit and the onions. And then you can kind of go in with your coconut milk because it's going to cook in the liquid basically at the end right here. So that's the coconut milk. And now that will steam cook everything else in the end. And while that's going, this is a little coconut curry paste. So it's basically like dried chilies made into a paste. It's very condensed, so I like to put a couple scoops of this as well. I think it gives it a nice extra spice. Maybe one more. To the curry. And it depends on how spicy you want it or not. And that's that. We'll let it cook for a little. All right, so we're right at the end. I let this go for about 15 more minutes on kind of a simmer. So it cooked the rest of the way on the chicken, the broccoli. The last thing I usually do, I like a little sweetness, so I'll put a little bit of honey, and then I put some cilantro for some freshness at the end. And that's it. And then we mix up, and then you kind of taste it, and if it needs maybe a little more curry, you put a little more curry. But it should be nice and spicy,
dairy-free, and really yummy. So please try this out, see what you think. And you don't got to go to an Indian restaurant. You can make Indian at home for yourself. Or you could hire me. Happy to be there. Have a good one.